Let's fix this. It's a little too bright behind me. Good oh my gosh. Here we go. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. All right. See if that looks better. All right. A little bit of a mess today. I'm doing this running around, and I don't normally run around. I try to take my mornings a little bit more easy. However, I went shopping ahead of time, and so I did what's called I like to call it speed round shopping. So where you have your list. So like for me, we have an app and it tells you where everything is in the store. So like I'll be like, okay, I gotta go here, 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 here. And so like um got shopping done pretty quick and groceries put away. And then ate. So in some ways I do feel like I'm still going and it's perfect because we're going to be talking about the cost of high performance and the kind of tolls that it takes on your body. So the hidden cost, and we've talked a lot about this, but like the body keeps the score. When we constantly keep our body in fight or flight mode, that's when things tend to kind of go a little haywire. We start to have ailments and diseases and things. And this is also kind of where I had my run in with having an autoimmune disease is because I was constantly going. I was, doing CrossFit type workouts, HIIT workouts, 5 to 6 times a week. I was working healthcare. I was, like constantly going, go, 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 go. And so my body finally just like threw up the flag. It was, I, even though I was working out and eating right, and like my body showed it. Like I did have like the six pack abs and like the big muscles and stuff like that. But it's like I felt exhausted, exhausted after the workouts, which were supposed to bring me more energy, right? So, and then did some blood tests, and up comes the autoimmune disease. So it was kind of like hello, like the white flag, like if you don't freaking stop, we're gonna be like going way downhill. So, this is a pattern that shows up. Uh, Especially with high performers. This is something that a lot of my clients go through. And so it's a thing that shows up again and again, not only for me, but for people that come to me. So one of the most disorienting things that happens in high performance. So on paper, right, everything looks perfect. Like if they have a business or they're in like corporate or whatever, like they're leading, they're building teams, they're building businesses, they're hitting numbers, like the pay looks good, they're showing up, they're pushing through, they have the nice house, the nice car, like the family. But, you know, when you look at someone like that, like it looks like they have everything, right? Like everything all together. But if you've ever noticed that a lot of people that are in these high top performing roles, their health starts to go or their marriages start to go. Um, and it's not only a subconscious belief that you can't have both. There is a subconscious belief that is very common that you can't have money and love. You can't have money and health. And not only that, but behind the scenes, like the body's starting to tap out. Like your energy's dropping, recovery is slower, your sleep is getting disrupted, your hormones are off, and a lot of people can't make sense of it because like every behavioral measure, like they're doing all the right things, but it's rarely a behavioral problem, but this is neurological also, and it has a lot to do with your nervous system and your subconscious mind. So nervous system in and of itself is wired for survival. And, it might have been operating on alert for years. We do have our healthy fight or flight response, rest and digest. But the problem is we're not cycling between the two when we're in these states of constant go, go, go and, performing. And so when we don't cycle between both, we're just constantly in the fight or flight, it quietly burns through the body's resources. Like it's again, it's not like a dramatic shift. It's like you've just been constantly burning the candle from both ends. So most achievers, again, high achievers, they tend to live in this state. And what it's doing is it's sustaining that amygdala activation. So if you remember from past videos, the amygdala is the part of the brain that is responsible for threats. And so when your alarm system is constantly going off, so if you were in the health codes event, like we name this the dog, like the guard dog that's constantly on alert, Bruno, right? Like he's always barking, he's always like, watching everything and staying alert. And so when your alarm system is always on, always going, your biology is going to redirect energy away from other things in order, like all that recovery and maintenance, it's going to redirect it all towards protection. So obviously, we all know what the mitochondria is. It's the powerhouse of the cell, and it's this tiny little power plant that's inside the cell that, like is responsible for regeneration. So when we stop prioritizing recovery, rest, regeneration, and shift into that survival mode, again, less energy goes towards that recovery, and also less energy gets produced. So the mitochondria is not functioning in the way that it should be. Your inflammation will increase. The repair system slows down. You might still hit your goals, but your body is paying the tab. So success, if it continues in this way, it starts costing more and more and more of you. And so this is like, the results, like people are very trained and conditioned to get results. Like it's basically like their little dopamine hit. Like they want the recognition, they want the success, they want the fulfillment, they want to have the show to put on for others. And like that's real. Like the results are real. But so is the exhaustion. So is the internal conflict. So the kicker about all this is if you are conditioned in a way that, success means love, performing means love. The thing about your subconscious is, in your nervous system rather, it's all built on safety. Like it does not care about results. It doesn't care if you have so much money. It doesn't care if you fit into the skinny jeans. It doesn't care about what the perception is of you in society. Your subconscious sometimes will create friction when things are going too well, because it feels unsafe to the body that learned survival through struggle. I have to work hard. If things come too easy, it might not be the right way, right? So if your nervous system associates with, calm with also like vulnerability, like you shouldn't show your vulnerability. Calm means that you're being vulnerable and you're might look weak or whatever. Or if praise, what you associate that with pressure, abundance with exposure, it quietly sabotages that forward momentum because it's trying to protect you. So even the conscious part of you is screaming for Expansion, you know, the subconscious is not. It's going to block, it's going to sabotage, it's going to do everything it can because it's associating your success is going to be harder, that you're not going to be safe, that, you know, like you might be exiled or made fun of, or, you know, whatever the thing is that it associates. So notice, like, has this happened to you? Have you been like uh working away and then suddenly you feel like you just got to take a nap, like you can't, you're too tired or too scattered or, you know, unmotivated, and you start to sabotage? And it's not laziness, it's actually the subconscious whispering, like, we don't know how to be safe here, we need to slow down, we need to, you know, not do this, whatever the story is. So for high performers, it's not about doing more, it's not about having the correct um, productivity hacks, the correct systems, the, you know, whatever it is. Like, it's actually just re-educating your nervous system. It's teaching your body what actually feels safe. And we're not going outside of your comfort zone to the point where, like, we're going to go so far out that we just retract in and cave in on ourselves. No, we get to little by little just dance on the edge of that comfort zone with your nervous system and expand it tiny bits. Like, we'll kind of like just go right outside the boundary, and then we'll re uh, reestablish what that boundary is. So little by little, you actually start to expand your comfort zone to hold more. So it's teaching your body what safety feels like. So energy can be redirected from, you know, being hyper vigilant and always on alert, and back into restoration and vitality and feeling safe. So it's learning you don't have to prove your worth by outrunning total breakdown and collapse, right? When safety becomes your baseline, like, success stops costing you your health. So you you reclaim your creativity and your emotional bandwidth, which in turn reclaims your presence. So if you've been pushing your body quietly, like, as I was saying, speed round shopping and doing all the things before the live, you know, like, it's in your body, if it's feeling like it's rebelling, like, it's not betraying, like, turn that around on your in your mind. Like, it's not betraying you, it's actually trying to protect you, it's trying to keep you safe. Like, it thinks that that's how it should. um I mean, a lot of people, like, this has happened so many times where they're going and they're going and they're going and they're having this, like, great success, and then something happens, like something big, like a sickness or cancer, or like, you know, like complete body shutdown. And it's like your body is forcing you to slow down. So the real work, you know, like, it's not forcing your body into submission. It's actually teaching your body, you know, the little bit like the it is safe to thrive. And yes, you know, like, there's things about self-care that you have to kind of find that balance with, but, you know, like, you're meant to build a life um that is extraordinary, but you don't want to build a life that you have to constantly recover from. So what's really great about this message right now, um I think it's tonight, actually, we have a full moon. So there's a full moon that's coming. Full moon, and also when we're kind of opening this portal with Venus crossing into Taurus, which happened on the 24th. So we're in this time right now. Like, Venus is about her ability to deliver things that you've been longing for, that you've, you know, uh, like this is without limitations. So when Venus moves into Taurus, this is where attraction starts to become effortless. And so we don't have to, go, 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 masculine energy, do, do, do. Like this is where attraction becomes effortless, and what you create is seen. What you create carries lasting power. Moments that felt ordinary um, now register like as deeply meaningful in ways that you might not be able to explain. So Venus is the planet of attraction, of worthiness, of pleasure, of receiving, and Taurus operates at the highest frequency as a manifester, like a master manifester. So, this transit, um, you know, basically anything that we've been waiting to receive, that we've been wanting, it finally transforms into actually having it. So it's essentially like taking the breath. Like we've been holding our breath for so long, and like you're just trying to push through and get things done. And this is where we just kind of get to relax. We get to have the ease. So um, all of this is being amplified right now. This is dissolving resistance. This is rewarding embodiment. So this is receiving through being. And so during this window, and this actually runs until April 24th. So it's March 30th to April 24th. And so the distance between asking and receiving actually shrinks during this time. So what normally can take months actually can unfold in days or weeks. And so the important part of this is that you get to operate from a grounded self-worth instead of like anxious effort. And so this might be a subtle shift. Like it's not going to be like night and day. It's just all of a sudden going to switch on, but it is profound. So, Venus and Taurus is actually teaching that manifestation is not about endless mental repetition, getting it right, perfection, doing it over and over again, but actually becoming an energetic match for the life that you desire by feeling worthy of it now. So you're raising your frequency, raising your vibration so that the things that are on that higher vibration and frequency are seen. Like they see you. They're ready for you. And once you meet them there, that's when you can start to have the things that are on that vibration and that frequency. So full moon is tonight. Let me I like to look up Alex Miles. She's the one that I usually get my astrology stuff from, but she always has like really good messages. So if you ever look her up on Facebook, that's who I follow. But it is actually a pink full moon tonight. So the full moon is in Libra. And so this will last tonight and tomorrow. And generally it's about a 48 to 72 hour window where, like if you have symptoms, that's usually when the symptoms last. But also, if you do like full moon rituals, the energy is still pretty potent for 72 hours. So, if right now you're feeling more emotional, more sensitive, more aware of certain truths that you've been maybe sidestepping, hello, overdoing, this is going to bring everything up. So, Libra is the only sign in the zodiac, which is actually, it's funny because it's the only inanimate object. Like everything else is like, horses and, scorpions and like all the things. But like the Libra is like the two scales. Like it's justice. It's like fairness, right? And so it is showing you what is actually true versus what's actually been agreed upon. out of conditioning, out of, what your parents and your teachers told you, out of fear of, out of society, out of comfort. Like, you know, the deeply human need to keep things intact, even when letting them fall apart, would maybe be the most honest thing available. So every relationship in your life is being placed on those scales right now. And it's showing you exactly as it is, like stripped of every story, every reason you've been using to explain away what you already know. So this moon is rising directly opposite of the sun in Aries. And so the opposition actually drives everything that the full moon delivers. So Aries rules the self, who you are when nothing external is shaping your response, and Libra rules the mirror. So it's the other person, the relationship, revealing the parts of yourself your own eyes cannot reach. So it's showing you the mirror. And Libra full moon also governs contracts. So every significant relationship in your life began as a soul contract. And it was made before your lifetime, before you coming on earth. And, you know, everything that has happened to us, every relationship we've had, everything that, we've gone through is a necessary part. Like we signed up to do it. It was meant to show us something so that we can learn. And so in this full moon, this is basically the moment where those agreements are reviewed in full. And the ones that serve their purpose may complete. Now, the ones that were built to last maybe deep into something and, more conscious and more honest than it's been previously allowed to be. So, basically the full moon is working directly on your sense of your own worth through the most immediate mirror available, which is typically the people that are closest to you, right? Every person presently in your life. And the way that people have been treating you, your time, your energy, and your love, it's reflected back to you. What have you been permitting? And so that's at a level beneath your conscious thought. Layers where actual self-worth lives rather than, good intentions and affirmations. So, like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. is basically where the ego's defenses reach their lowest point. And so this is where the real messages start to arrive. Like you might have some pretty crazy dreams. Your subconscious likes to talk to you in your dreams because you are not, your conscious mind is not in the way. So let things surface. Let intuition move through you. Like you already know what the right answer is for you. Like you know it deep down. So, take this time with sincerity. Like it's not a time to like write down and analyze every little thing, but take it as a mirror. Like it's trying to show you something. Yeah, and then karmic contracts and all of those things are starting to close. So, like this is things where like April's when things are going to start happening. We had a lot of buildup, a lot of like planting of seeds, a lot of like maybe straining in March. And so April is the time where it's finally going to start, like the dam breaks. Like we get to have the overflow and the fruits of our labor. So I'm thinking this month is going to be very positive. So all of the things that I've been seeing about, astrologically, cosmically, like even, if you are into like Gene Keys and all that kind of stuff, April is the month where things just start to happen. So, like I hope that's a positive note. gives you some positivity with that. And again, take it easy on yourself. Don't overdo, take naps, salt baths, do the things that are for your own self-care. And just know that this time is precious. Like it's a time for us to really realize um, the ways that we want our life to continue on. Do we want to stay on this path, or do we want to go to a different route? So really look at those things. Anyways, I got to run to an appointment. That's why we're doing this a little bit early. So I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Quick announcement, I am also opening up the breath codes for another week, the recordings. So if you want to hop on the recordings, drop a breath. Drop a breath in the comments, and I will send you the recordings. Anyways, love you all. Bye now. Have an amazing week. See you then.